So, have you ever had an idea that was just so big, so ambitious, it felt like you were literally trying to build a whole new universe? Well, today, we're going to get inside the head of a creator who is on that exact journey. And it's a story that starts way out in the cosmos, but ends, you're not going to believe this, at irs.gov.
You know, every big creator, they start with an identity, right? A way of seeing themselves. For this person, it all began with connection. They saw themselves as a builder of bridges, just laying that essential groundwork for everything that was about to come.
But, of course, the vision didn't stop there. It got bigger. It expanded from just connecting what's here on Earth to exploring brand new frontiers as a builder of spaceships. And then, finally, it all came together in this one ultimate identity, the builder of universes. I mean, wow. This isn't just about a project anymore. This is about creating an entire reality. So what does it actually take to even think on a scale that massive?
Well, it turns out every universe begins not with a bang, but with a belief, a really deep, almost philosophical vision that ends up fueling the entire creation. Let's take a look at the philosophy that's driving this whole thing.
So at the very core of this mission is this idea called non-dual understanding. And what it means is that we aren't just these tiny, separate specks floating in the universe. We are the universe, just experiencing itself. I just love this analogy here, where like a wave is to the ocean. You know, a temporary shape for sure, but made of the exact same stuff as everything else.
And what's so powerful is seeing how this big, cosmic belief translates into just pure, gritty determination. I mean, this quote really says it all. When the task feels absolutely impossible, this is the fuel that keeps you going. It's not just a business plan, it's a deep conviction. You feel like you can't quit because you've already poured so much of yourself into this universal truth.
Okay, so you've got the grand vision. You've got the unshakable belief. In a way, that's the easy part. The real question is, how do you take all of that cosmic energy and turn it into something, well, real? What is the very first step?
And this is where our journey takes a hilarious and honestly a profoundly practical turn. The first step in building a universe isn't sketching out galaxies or designing starships. Nope, it's paperwork. That's right, to create a brand new cosmos, you have to begin at the Internal Revenue Service website. It is the ultimate reality check. It turns out even universe builders have to file their taxes.
And the whole process is surprisingly down to earth. It all boils down to these 3 fundamental steps. And really, these are the first 3 steps for any business that wants to operate legitimately. This is the earthly trinity, the foundation that makes the whole cosmic dream even possible. And if you look at this table, it breaks down just how straightforward it all is. You need your LLC name, your social security number, so you definitely want to have that info handy, and then you just go to the right government website. It's not some big mystery, it's just a checklist. And the best part? Look at that. Getting your EIN from the IRS website is completely free.
So what's happening here is this incredible psychological shift that happens when you actually demystify the process. What once felt like this impossible, towering mountain of a task suddenly becomes something much, much smaller.
This quote just captures that feeling perfectly, doesn't it? I think so many of us have felt that way, like a tiny little molehill staring up at this enormous mountain of a goal. And that feeling of being overwhelmed, it can be totally paralyzing. But just look at this transformation. The mountain is really just a feeling, right? It's confusion, it's that sense of impossibility. But the molehill, that's the reality. It's just 3 clear steps. It's a defined path. And all of a sudden, impossible becomes done.
You can almost feel the relief in these words. The whole process just becomes simple. It's easy, like a nursery rhyme, 1, 2, 3. Once you actually know the steps, the fear just kind of melts away and you can focus on just getting it done.
And all this hard work, it's all grounded in a really personal goal. We're not talking about world domination or making billions of dollars, but one single sale before Christmas. As a gift to yourself. It's such a great reminder that every big universe is built one small, meaningful step at a time.
All right, so with the paperwork filed and the mindset totally shifted, the next phase can begin. Because, let's face it, you can't build a universe all by yourself. It's time to assemble the network that's going to support this entire structure.
And here it is, the first major structure built on this new foundation, the Freedom Services Network.
or FSN. See, this isn't just about finance. It's about freedom. It's a mastermind group, a whole team of experts designed to handle the complexities so the creator can just focus on creating.
Now, what's really fascinating here is who is on this team. It's not a bunch of other dreamers. It's an incredibly practical support system. We're talking a tax attorney, a CPA, an insurance broker, a business consultant. I mean, these are the pros who make sure the universe has a solid legal and financial orbit to spin in.
And once that network is in place, you can start tackling real-world systems. Here, the creator is asking how to transform something like a beauty pageant, shifting the focus away from just pure profit and towards something more meaningful, like empowerment and real value. This is that philosophy in action.
So there we have it. The foundation is set, the philosophy is crystal clear, the paperwork is done, the mindset is right, and the network is coming together. Now it is finally time for launch.
And this, right here, this is the key takeaway. All that boring, bureaucratic paperwork, it wasn't a distraction at all. It was the launch pad. It was the stable ground from which everything else could finally take off. And now, the focus can shift to the engines, the software, the code, the API keys, the stuff that will actually power this new universe.
And so, as we wrap this up, the question really turns back to you. We all have those mountains in our lives that feel completely impossible until we find a way to break them down into molehills. So I want you to think about it. What universe are you building? And what's the first piece of paperwork you need to file to make it real?